What's up, everybody? Saturday night. How you doing, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good out there. It was a wonderful day around here. Oh, man. Let's see what's going on tonight. Mark, the guitar player, first again. Look at Mark, man. Every night, my man is first. That's good to see, buddy. But don't forget, Brody's going on right now, too. But hey, hang out here, hang out there. We don't mind either way. Mama Shredder, how you doing, Mama? Good to see you. Michael Fairbank, how you doing, Michael? Stardust in the house. I think Brody's live tonight, right? Am I right? I think. Tim Holstead, what's up, buddy? Good to see you tonight, man. How you doing there? Studley Wedley's witnessing the live. There you go. Be a witness to the lives, for sure. Let's see, not too bad. Han Solo's in the house too. Good to see everybody hanging out. Okay, she says Brody will be on at 9 p.m. Is that 9 p.m. your time then? Oh, Brody the Super Shred right there. So it's 9 o'clock my time, and y'all ain't doing nothing. Anyway, all right, so 11 o'clock. Or 9 o'clock your time, which is 11 o'clock our time, which is perfect. All right, I love it. That sounds good. Well, I was worried for a second. I was worried. There you go. Stardust thing, Mama need a spot there for sure. Brody, hook it up, man. Make it happen. Okay, 11 p.m. Eastern. I got it. And you think I'm pretty good with time zones? I'm not. Zach G now said, "What's up, Rick? You ever tried Jet Speeds?" I have, yeah. A Detroit style. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, bro. I don't get it too often, but I've definitely had it, man. It was pretty tasty. I got some good stuff. I like Marco's Pizza. You ever had Marco's Pizza? That stuff's pretty good too. All right, but we will talk about food all night, I'm sure, because I love food. But we got to get some songs cooking. Next week's a bad week for me. Unfortunately, I can't stream. I got to work all week, so no streaming next week. So we're going to cover a lot of ground tonight. So I have lots of content to create. But let's go. We'll get this one going. I haven't played this one in a while. Let's try it out. we're warming up here tonight. We're warming up here. That's a nice slow start. Change it up a little bit tonight, just a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Let's see. All right, where did I leave off? Okay, the Jets Beats. I do remember that. Brody, I'm doing great. How about y'all tonight, man? Han Solo, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you there. Doug's Ballin' House. He said, I always ask for King Diamond, but please play something original. Love you, brother. Thank you, Douglas. Be happy to play King Diamond. You know I love playing King Diamond. We'll get to it. I'll be happy to play that, and we'll play it in a little bit for sure, brother. And we got plenty of originals. I got a brand new song tonight. I'd say a disclaimer ahead of time. Maybe get a handkerchief or a tissue or something like that. That's a pretty crazy song tonight. Nothing heavy metal insanity. It's a very solemn song. So we'll see. So you maybe have that Kleenex nearby in case of watery eyes or anything. We'll see. We've had a really crazy week this week in the world, so I felt inspired. Zach G said, "Yeah, Marco's too, bro. It's pretty. Yeah. The one thing at Marco's though you got to check out is the brownies. Marco's makes some brownies that'll blow your mind. So good, so good." Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Thank you, Han. There's Frenchie. How you doing, Frenchie? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. There you go, Mark. Frenchie knows. Smash that thumbs up. Anti's in the house. How you doing, Anti? So I said, would I call it delicate? A bit for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what you think. I don't know. I felt inspired. This week. I'm kind of had it in my head to write this one. So see what you think. All right. Let's see. 30 seconds long. All right. We'll go from slow to faster. How about this one? I haven't played this one in a while either. together one note at a time tonight for sure. What we got next? 0410. Okay, 0410 it is. We'll slow it back down a little bit. 0410, got it. Lots of ups and downs tonight, probably. Let's see what we got. See what we do. See what we do. Where the heck do we leave off? I remember that. Michael asked, what kind of Mountain Dew is that? This is the Mountain Dew Baja Cabo Citrus. It was a limited time summer Mountain Dew. It's very orangey, citrusy, very close. It doesn't beat Livewire. Livewire is something I would totally drink again if I could find it. But this is a good close second. I do enjoy it. It has, orange flavor, so it feels like I'm getting vitamin C on top of everything. Jay Koenig knows. Jay Koenig in the house. What's up, Jay? He says, Cabo Baja Citrus. You know what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Mark, thank you, bud. Jeremy says, can't wait for that new song. Rick has been killing it with the new song. Thank you, Jeremy. This one's definitely crazy, man. Really chill. But, man, I put some, if you think I make the guitar cry and talk, this is definitely a talking and crying song for sure. Jake says, look at me swooping in and out of left field at the Mountain Dew knowledge. You know you're right, man. You got it. Erica Alvarez, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Thanks, Michael. Kane was feeling the melodies on that one. Thank you, Kane. There you go, Mark. Well, let's see. Mark loves that guitar. There you go, buddy. Jay Cohen says, hello to Rick RickRenstromOfficial. Well, I'm at it. Well, hello to you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Noble. Jake says, I hate everything in the world right now except the people in this stream. Ain't that the truth, buddy? Ain't that the truth, man? It's been a weird, crazy week, man. Been a crazy week. I'm not going to speak too much upon it, but those who know, man. And it was out of control, man. Out of control. Nashi Kid, buddy, how you doing, man? Good to see you there. Ain't seen you in a minute, but I hope you're doing great, bud. It's great to see you here tonight. Evan Kelly, good day, mate. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a great day, Evan. Nashi Kid, I'm doing just fine, buddy. How are you? How you been doing this week, man? There's Evan. Noble knows, man. Noble knows. That's for sure. That's for sure, man. But like I said, we'll probably have a lot of ups and downs on the songs tonight. Slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast. We'll do a couple crankers. And then, of course, we'll do acoustic jam. We're going to play the new song electric style and a new song acoustic style. And we'll find a couple others to mess with later on. Well, with that being said, let's slow it down for this nice ballady jam. feeling that one. We're feeling that one for sure right there. It's a nice little song. Nice little song. All right, now we're going to kick into some more happier moments of life, I would say. We're going to try a couple I got to do a couple of classics here. Knock them out. See if I can get some good cuts of that stuff. But we'll go for it. We'll go for it. And some songs you've heard. Some songs you've heard probably many times. But hopefully you enjoy those ones. All right, let's see what we got. Coming back. Evan says he knows nothing. It's best to know nothing, Evan. It's best to know nothing. I wish I knew nothing. Dashi Kit said, ready to get my face melted off. There you go, brother. Anti got the link to some Livewire. It ain't around here, brother. Trust me. It's somewhere in the country, but not around here. I wish it was. I'll try to get some on Amazon. They want like $30 or something. They want some crazy inflated prices for some imported Livewire. It's almost like, Smokey and the Bandit. You got to cross the county lines to get some Mountain Dew. It could do that. It could happen. Jake dropped a super chase. I kind of get some murder hornets tonight if you can. By all means, Jake. I did not plan it, but I shall just for you, my friend. There you go, Mark. Evan says, clean out spare room today and just thought of a ton of Hot Wheels tracks. There you go. Jake, you didn't have to say pretty please, brother. You just have to ask. All you got to do is ask. There you go. Oh, Evan, he says, my kids are growing up. If I found those tracks, dude, I'd be putting them together like right now, man. That'd be my jam. I used to love Hot Wheels and slot cars, man. When I was a kid, that was my thing. Thank you, Nashiket. Okay. Evan says, Kenny always does. This is true. That poor kid in South Park, man. Nashiket says, listen on my headphones, that bass was great. Thank you, brother. Mark was feeling that one. Jake said, beautiful song, right? Make that dinky cry. You know how we do, brother. G's in the house. She said, gotten late from wrestling. I had to connect with my medical treatment. Hope I didn't miss anything. You didn't miss too much. We're definitely going to fly through some songs tonight for you. But we're going to get there. Mark, yes, sir, it is. That's correct. Nicotine. Sorry, I'm an old man and I have stress. One day I won't have stress. The sooner the better. We trying. All right. Got a couple of classics here. Almost the Holy Trinity. This is more like a kind of a holy quadrilogy of songs. We're going to rip through real quick. See if I can get some decent cuts of these. But we'll start off with Symphony 40. Let's go. probably tell by my facial expressions there was a mistake. There was a mistake. I tried, man. I was feeling real good too. I was like, wow, this is going great. This is going great. And you mess up one of the easiest parts. That's how we do it. You know, you mess up the easiest parts. That's terrible. That's terrible. Lisa's in the house. Good to see you, Lisa. Nashiket said, God, I've missed this sound. Thank you, Nashiket. Jake said he's hanging in. I didn't forget about you, Jake. Darrell's in the house. Hi, Darrell, how you doing, buddy? Happy Saturday. I'm pretty sure. Last I looked, the Ohio State Buckeyes. I have my OSU shirt on tonight. It was 13-0 at the almost at the end of the first half against the Ohio Bobcats. It's gonna be a blowout probably. Not too worried. But Nashiket, thanks, buddy. Mark said I'm gonna try and have fun. There you go, buddy. That's the way to do it. Darrell said Clemson lost today. Oh man, no good. Zio Fender's in the house. How you doing, Zio? Jake says, your team better pick up the pace, Darrell. Rough first half. Unfortunately for me, Ohio State is always good. It's tough to beat Ohio State. Darrell knows they got to get it together. It's true. How you doing, Zio? Great to see you, buddy. All right, well, on to the next one. We're moving and grooving. We're gonna book through these tunes tonight, man. We'll be done by midnight. That's when Brody goes on, so we'll go see Brody after, or anyone that wants to go. We're gonna send you there, and I guess you have to click a button to watch. So, but we sure appreciate if you just went to there and hit the likes at least. That'd be sweet. But we're gonna send you over there later on. For now, we're gonna shred until the bitter end. So let's go. That was not too bad. I don't think I had kind of a weird timing thing. It was a 99.8. Nothing you would have noticed, but it was close. That might work. I'm gonna listen to that again tomorrow. That wasn't too bad. That might be something I could use. Something I could use. Wow, we're trying. I always get, I don't know, I get like, it's like weird. I feel, not that I feel the pressure, but I feel extra pressured when I do it on Saturdays. I don't know why. Like any day of the week, just no problem, man. We get on Saturday, I'm like, I can't mess up. My mind starts playing tricks on me when I start playing this stuff. Too funny, too funny. Jake said the Sooners looking good so far. His SEC schedule is brutal, though. Yeah, true. Nashi Kid, thank you, buddy. Nashi Kid said, I have a sudden desire to fight sea monsters. There you go. Stolly says, how do you write that song this week and do all that? I actually wrote the song today. I wrote it fast, too. I mean, it was in my head all week. You know, I kind of sang the melodies and stuff into my phone or whatever earlier this week. And then yeah, I pretty much knocked it out today. I actually did the piano part yesterday, but everything else I knocked out today. It's not too crazy. It's not my most orchestrated song or whatever. I didn't just go crazy with orchestrations and things. I kept it pretty simple, honestly. One more quarter. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Juji says, please don't forget that like button. Glad to have you here with us, indeed. Thank you, Nashiket. Lisa, thank you there. Oh, let's see. Steve Ernie, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Hope you've been well this week, my friend. Great to see you. Nashiket's feeling the epicness on that. Thank you, buddy. Anti says, welcome all visiting peacefully from around the world. Rock steady, you know it. Mark's back. All right, we love it. We're cooking tonight for sure. All right, we got two more to go here, and then I will do, for Jake, we'll do, of course, Werner Hornets, and then we will do Welcome Home. Who was that earlier? I forgot. For Bill, I think. Was it Bill? I can't remember. Douglas Ball. There you go. King Diamond for Douglas. Murder Hornets for Jake. We got it covered. We got two more to go here, and then we'll get those two. Then we'll do the new song of the week. Then we'll swap the acoustic. Everything's playing tonight. So thanks for hanging with me. This one's The Fire Within. Let's give this a shot. pretty good. Not a 99.9, man. The arpeggio section going down was good. Then I missed the second one going up. I'll see if it passes, though. That was pretty dang close. That's hard, man. You ever drive your car and you know what they call white knuckling the steering wheel? It felt like I was white knuckling this pick. Ah, I was like so tight on that. Man, that was weird. I have to relax. I don't know. Anyway, that wasn't too shabby for sure. Thanks for hanging out, listening to that one with me. Jake's vibing. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Hope you are well. Poor Marquis is watching you. I suck at guitar. No, you don't, buddy. No one sucks at nothing. You're at your current level right now, and you'll get there, buddy. You'll get there. You keep working hard. You're a young kid, buddy. You got a long way to work. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Work. It's an American institution. You got to work hard in this country. You got to work hard on guitar. That's the truth. Nashiket knows the classic song. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Han, thank you very much. Nashiket, thank you. Here you go, Mark. Jake vibing. Appreciate that. Donald James rolled right in. He said, fire within. Let's go. There you go, buddy. Good to see you, Donald. Anti's got a link to the cool stuff, the Rick Renstrom official shop. If you're interested in any merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, caps, anything your heart desire, mostly. We can either make it if it's not there, or hopefully it's there already. Let's see. Steve Ernie, there you go. Feeling it. Thank you, buddy. Nashika was like, wow. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. All right, let's see. Got a lot of comments. We're trying to rip through them. Nashika says, effortless and amazing. Thank you, buddy. It was on my side of the fence. It's not so effortless. It was some intense concentration there. I wanted to get it near perfect. Like I said, I messed up one little tiny part. Other than that, though, man, that was my brain was working overtime there. But thank you, buddy. Let's see. Stephen Harry, thanks, bud. Appreciate you, bro. Very, very, very nice. Nashiket, thank you. Thank you so much, Juji. I appreciate that. Zach, Gigi, Mooney, Ham, what's up, bro? Good to see you tonight. Evan said pit grip has always been an issue for me. Usually I'm pretty relaxed, you know, but I don't know, for some odd reason I started really tightening the grip like insanely, like you know, like I said, like white knuckling a steering wheel. It's so crazy. I was like, that's starting to hurt a little bit. I gotta chill out. Anti says, great name for a pick company, White Knuckles. There you go, White Knuckle Picks. Could be something, man. It'd be tough. Guitar picks are a hard market to break into, that's for sure. I got a friend of mine, he does I think they're called V picks. His name's Vinny, and he's been making these picks for a while, and he's actually got some really good traction. It's taken him a long time to get a lot of people into them, but they're pretty nice. I can never get into them. It's so hard for me to get rid of these Dunlops, man. Dunlops, I just can't get rid of them, man. I found nothing that does it for me other than the Dunlop, so that's how we roll. But we good. That's your Anti. You copyright that as soon as possible and start your own pick company. I will be an ambassador to it. How about that? I don't even know what I do. I don't even need to play Speeder. I don't know why I had put Speeder on the list for some odd reason. I don't know. We'll do the Kick Diamond because that's a quickie, and then we'll do Murder Hornets. Let's see. Man, I got a lot of cover solos in here, man. I didn't even know anymore. All right, Mr. King Diamond, Mr. Andy LaRock, my favorites right here. All right, it'd be helpful to hit play. can never resist not to play Andy LaRock, man. That's for sure. All right, Jake wanted that Murder Hornets. We'll get this one in. We'll get into that new jam. Murder. There it is. All right, let's get cooking, man. I'm definitely warmed up for this now. Like way warmed up. Let's see how crazy I can get this one. Or maybe not crazy enough. That was for Jake by request. Thank you, Jake, once again for that super chat, brother. I appreciate that. All right, I think we're ready to get into this next song, y'all. Also, I promised Juji Queensryche riff, and I remembered one. I'm gonna play that probably real quick here. Oh, okay. Jake, you know, if you need someone to talk to, buddy, we're here for you, bro. Let us know. Wait, man, I feel you, man. I feel you. I know how things go like that. Let's see. Nashi Kiss, I hope that loosens up. Hey, I tried, buddy. I tried. Whisper Demon in the house. He says, still on the grind. I respect it, man. Thank you, buddy. You got to grind, man. Ain't nothing about it, man. Got to grind. It's always something working. Always working on something, man, for sure. I appreciate you, buddy. It's good to see you. Nashi Kiss feeling that one there. Evan said, down the stairs. All right, wait, don't fall down the stairs, buddy. Anti says, I'll have to do you the first pick drop for it to come. There you go. I'd do that for you. I would do that for you. No problem. Jay Coney, there you go. Yeah, some Hornets, some murdering all over the place there. Sheesh. Nashi Kid, thanks, buddy. Mark's hungry. I feel you, man. That's how it happens, man. We hang out around here and we get hungry. I'm feeling like we probably gonna have a hot dog tonight. I think tonight, that or a hot pocket, one of the two. I'm not sure yet. It's up to Stardust. She's the one. Thank you. Now she kept. Vinny Angel, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you there. Thank you, Lisa. Jay Koenig says speeder needs to be added to GTA 6. Maybe the autoplay for a racing mission. True, that'd be sweet, man. There's a thing called sync licensing. That's what you got to do. You have to find a way to get in, have someone, have a company that does sync licensing and push it out there for you. But I also need to record speeder, which that's probably going to cost probably an easy grand to record that whole song to perfection. So we'll see. Now she can't. Judy says she lives alone, but to cook for 6. Can't see and change. There you go. That's a lot of people. That'd be a lot of people. Now she gets trying to cook, learning to cook, but definitely don't have a natural time for it. You and me both, buddy. I don't know none. I don't know how to cook at all. I can boil some water. I can microwave some stuff. Used to be okay. I can make like brownies. I can make mac and cheese and stuff back in the day. After that, man, no. As long as it's oven, like turn the oven to this much and put it in for 20 minutes. Okay, I got you. If that's considered cooking, that's about my best. Michael says, sometimes I feel like I'm in a giant group of 500 people all know each other but don't give a darn about you. I feel you, dude. It happens sometimes, man. It happens sometimes. Trust me, buddy. I mean, I was going to post something in the Discord. I didn't have time, but, man, wherever you are at, I've been there too, man. I've been there too. My life has had all kinds of ups and downs. It's had triumph. It's had tragedy. It's had loneliness. It's had everything to it, man. Everything you could imagine. So anything you got, I've been there. Unless I've never been completely like homeless or anything like that. I've never gotten to that point. But I got close. I've gotten close. So, but man, if you ever need someone to talk to or help, man, let us know, man. Always let us know. And if we can't help, there's always someone out there that can. So, Studley says, was listening to Scorp 77 today. Good with Uli Scorp. Yeah, I think that's the one. That one's live. They've been posting some old school videos, man. And it was recorded, and they were lip syncing or whatever. I was bummed, man. They did I'm Entranced. Some German show, 1976 German show, and I was like, this sounds pretty good so far. And then I'm like, I don't know, this is lip syncing, man. I'm like, shoot, I hate it when those old videos they lip sync, man. But Uli, of course, In Trance is amazing solo. Donald James said, what about barbecuing? I know you at least slap on that, but not me, brother. No way. I would ruin it all. I would ruin the whole thing. No. I don't even know how to do that. So they say I use guitar to think about other stuff. That's true. That's a good thing to do, man. A lot of times you gotta find something to take your mind off other things. Guitar was it for me from when I was a kid. Video games was another thing, you know. And then then I got better guitar. I got better recording. I wrote songs. I wrote music. Anything to get what was in my mind onto the guitar into a recorder. So yeah. You gotta always have something to do. If it's riding a bike or something, whatever makes you happy, is always something you got to do. That's for sure. Mark says he's got no excuse. No one does, buddy. No one in this world's got any excuse at all. The amount of information on this internet you are on right now is unimaginable. I didn't have this information when I was a kid. Not at all. Not one bit of this information. It was all books. And very little TV, stuff like that. So yeah, if you have an internet connection, you have a blueprint to everything in the world that you want to do. Guitar, coding, networking engineers, stuff like the stuff that I do is all available online to learn. Everything is available online to learn. I wish I would have had this when I was a kid, but I have no regrets, for sure. Evan says, I have one mate that asked me the questions how long it takes to microwave a can of beans. He's definitely no cook. He needs someone to help him cook. He got you. Jake says he's officially Stardust 12th subscriber. There you go. We're getting close, man. We only need 978. Get it to 1,000. I don't know. She wanted to post all her Nine Inch Nails videos, and I figured out a way. The easiest way to do it was to upload them to YouTube as unlisted videos. So makes it easier. But if you want to see the videos Stardust is posting, make sure you join the Discord channel, because that's where it's all at. Evan says, can you microwave toast? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a way. Now she can. I think it's legal. It could be. Jake's 5 said, I appreciate Rick. I'm going to take my mind off things, and being here helps. That's great, man. I feel it, bro. We try, when I do these streams, I hope it's an escape for everyone, including myself. I got stuff to do too. In my day, I got to go to work and deal with that. I got to get up. I got to drive to work. I got to be at work all day. I got to drive home. And there's always something else going on in the world I got to deal with. So, yeah, I feel it, brother. I feel it for sure. So for me, this is an escape. I get to play. I get to escape to another world that I don't sit in all day. And everyone else gets to escape as well with me, for sure. KLPA, he knows. No regrets. That's what's up right there. Mark says, nothing is as good as when I was playing on my dad's. That's Les Paul. Oh, yeah. Those are nice guitars, buddy. Very nice. Very heavy guitars, but very nice. Evan said, I just need to mix it up. Shed as a kid to see what color flame I'd make. No Google answers. That's right. Yeah, we don't have no Google. It was tough, man. You had to either hear someone tell you about it, or find out about it, or learn or know someone that knew how to do it. It was like that. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Okay, I think we're ready. We'll do we'll get the song of the week up in here now. I think it's that time. Oh, you know what? Real quick, I gotta do the Juji riff of the day. Let's see if I remember it. All right, see if you remember this one. We used to play that one. I don't have any video of me ever playing that one, but we played it. We loved Queensryche. Every band I was in, we always did some sort of Queensryche for sure. There you go, Juji. She's feeling that. I knew you'd like that one. I think I missed a few comments. Evan said, fire, fire. Mark, guitar player, talking about 6'7". That's what's up, man. Evan says, every kid in the 80s and 90s was a pyromaniac. Hey, me too, buddy. Me too. I was a pyromaniac and a kleptomaniac. Here's what I did, and I know the story very well. When I was probably five, I believe 5 or 6, my parents smoked cigarettes, right? And they had lighters everywhere, and I watched them light up cigarettes with the lighter. I was like, wow. So what I ended up doing is I would steal their lighter. And they'd just go buy another one. Or they had a pack of lighters or whatever. And I steal that one too. I had a whole bunch of lighters. I had this thing on my wall. It was like a shoe. I don't know what you call it. Like it was like this thing that hung on the wall, and you could put your shoes in it. It was fabric, made of fabric. I don't know, but you could put all your shoes in it. Not a lot of shoes or whatever when I was a kid, I guess. But I would hide them. I'd hide lighters inside these little holders where you put your shoes. And then I started setting stuff on fire. I would set paper on fire, and I'd just blow it out. No big deal, no big deal. And I kept doing this over and over and over and over. One day, I lit up something, and it caught real fire. It caught some serious fire. And I freaked out, and I dropped it on the ground, and it started burning the carpet. And I was stamping it out. Oh, God, no. Freaking out, I stamped it out. It stunk in there, and it burned a nice chunk of hole in the carpet. So what I ended up doing was I took I don't know why, this is my logic as a 5-year-old. I took a pile of clothes and I threw it on top of the hole that was burning the carpet. Somehow it sat there for many, many days. It sat there for many, many days until my mom looked at it and was like, "Why are your clothes on the ground like that?" I was like, "Nothing. I like them there." And then she pulled all the clothes off and saw the burnt carpet. And then she, of course, was like, "How did you do this?" And I was like, "Your lighters." And then she probably found like 5 or 6 lighters in that. I told her, she said, "Where's the lighter?" I said, "Over there in the shoe thing." And she found all lighters, probably 5 or 6 lighters altogether. And then, of course, she told my dad. My dad came home, and I got the spanking of a lifetime. I never did it again. There's my story of the week for you. Hope you enjoyed that. That's a classic, though. I was a wild kid, man. I was a rambunctious little kid. All right, there we go. Juji knows Empire Anti brother killing brother for the profit of another. Game point, nobody wins. Jeff, man. Jeff Tate was killing it. Stelly knows. Can you feel it coming, Empire? Jake said, just wanted to mention your album has helped me get through some rough days lately. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you telling me that, Jake. Yeah, we're talking about, songs and stuff on the Discord, and I'm thinking to myself, I said something about it, and, you just never know whose life it's going to touch, man. You write, if you're a songwriter, you write songs, just put it out there, just put it out there. It doesn't matter if it's great, doesn't matter if it's terrible, doesn't matter if it's the best song in the world. You never know who's going to listen to it, whose life it's going to affect. And Jake is telling me this right now, and that's a win. If 100 people listen to my album and only one, Jake, said that helped him, that's a win for me. So it should be a win for anybody. Doesn't matter how many people hear it, as long as one person enjoyed it and got something from it. That's all that matters. Anyway, got a lot of inspirations tonight, man. Evan says, "Wow, so pretty, fire, fire." Yeah, I know it was. Juji got the link to the official Discord channel for Rick Renstrom here. If you can click on that link, go for it. It's free to join, of course. If you cannot click on the link, make sure you go to my homepage here at YouTube, and there are some clickable links there too. Val said he used to steal family members' items and give them back to them at Christmas. That's funny, man. That's funny. He said he felt bad about stealing his bro's insulin. He probably needed that, man. There you go, Donald. Fire, fire. Beavis off the chain, man. Beavis off the chain. Juji said she loved Beavis. I know. Those new episodes are so hilarious. I swear to God, I couldn't breathe. The last episode they had, I could barely breathe. I was laughing so hard. So crazy. There you go. Stelly knows. Johnny used to work after school at the cinema show. It's amazing. There you go, Val. She can't say, that's an amazing story. Isn't it crazy? I was a crazy kid, man. I was a crazy kid. Juji's like the singing. I know. It's bad. I know Jeff Tate. Mike said, I won't keep bringing you guys down when you're having a good time. Hope you guys have a good night. No problem, Michael. I feel that, brother. I feel you, brother. But you're not bringing anybody down here, buddy. Evan said, a problem shared is a problem halved. It's true. It's true. Donald said he still ain't seen the new Beavis and Buddy yet. Oh yeah, I guess it's on Comedy Central. I don't know if you have cable or cable access or whatever. But yeah, it's Comedy Central. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I think it's the only place, and that's Paramount Plus the day after. If you got cable, it should have like on demand. I'm pretty sure, for free, or as part of your paid TV subscription. I don't know. All right, let's get cooking here, man. We gonna play this song. All right, so yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happened this week. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak too much of it, because there's a lot of craziness out there, and I literally can't look. I can't look at social media right now. It's so stupid. People are stupid out there, and it's really weird, And I just want to bring some, something to the world, something for peace. We need peace. We need better. We need to do better in this world. I don't know how we're gonna do it. The only way I know is by music. That's all I know how to do. So we'll give it a try. See what you think of this one. Just make sure gotta turn it down just a little bit. All right, let's go. crazy wild song. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know where that came from. You know, I saw the events of this week, and it affected me. It really did. It really did. And you know, hopefully that brings hope to somebody in this world. We'll see. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. All right, where did we leave off? Are we talking about food yet, by chance? All right, let's see. Okay, Don said Paramount. You got Paramount, bro? If you got Paramount, you gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch that, dude. It's unbelievable. Evan said Netflix only pay TV I watch. It's not for me. I pay for a lot. I need to get rid of them all. I need to get it better. Mark, appreciate that. Thank you, Juji. Evan said, look at what Live Aid and Ozzy's farewell did for the people of charity. Win-win. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Nashiket, thank you, sir. Southwest, thanks, my man. Appreciate that. Thank you, Lisa. Jake said, love the piano in that backing track. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Nashiket. Yes, quite emotional. You could really get into that one. You could really get into that. Evan said, I've only met one person who didn't like music. He was a close friend growing up, and I could never understand it. Yeah. I think music is... you have to have music of some sort, you know, anything, you know, just to take your mind off stuff. It's wild. That's wild. I never thought of that. Anti's got it right there. In case you want to shred like me, you check out this video. It's called The Exercise That Every Guitarist Should Know. It's what I created and I used to get myself back in the shape after 5 years of not playing. So if you need, if you want to up your game on the shred, check that out if you haven't already. Thank you. Nashike says, lovely melody, like all music. Yeah. Oh, like the other guy, yeah. Thank you, Nashike. Mark's back. Good to see you back. Val Kimber, thank you, buddy. Anti's got hashtag, it starts at your own table an hour. True that, man. True that. Jake says, beautiful song, right? We need more beauty in the world right now. I know, bro. I know. It's like, man, it's a cesspool. If you go... Like, Facebook's just a cesspool right now. I can't even look at it. Can't even look at it. TikTok, too. Instagrams were kind of chill. Obviously, YouTube is YouTube, so. Evan said, that's why I love living in Australia. I don't think any politicians, leaders have been hurt here. Yeah, it's possible. Probably got less crazies out there. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of crazy people in this country, man. A lot of crazies, man. But what can you do? Nashiket knows music expresses what language cannot. Indeed it does, friend. That's a beautiful comment right there. Evan says music is a language like learning to read music and how you look at it. Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a crazy one. Maybe we kind of have. I'm gonna play the new song one more time. We're gonna pick the spirits back up real quick because we're gonna take the spirits back down when the acoustic version hits. I might need my napkin or towel, my Kleenex. Let's amp it up a little bit with that new song. Still working on a title for this one. I'm not sure. Let's see what we got. Let's bring up the spirits real quick here. crazy every time I play it. That's a wild and crazy jam right there. I enjoy playing that one. I really like that song too. That's a crazy one. All right, where we go here? Let's see. True that, Southwest. Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you, man. It's just been something else, man. The Stardust says, "In music expresses what you're feeling inside when you can't find the words nor the energy to speak them." That's a great comment, Stardust. Absolutely. Donald J. says he's already enveloped in the world of politics. Music is quite an escape. That's a great way to do it, man. Because politics get crazy, dude, and everyone's got their own opinion. Everyone's got their side. I don't go that way, man. I have to stay away from it. I've always stayed away from it because I just know it's, people are interested in it for sure, but not me, man. It's one less stress I need in my life. But I feel you, man. That's if you're into that stuff, you definitely got to get away and escape at some point. I feel it, absolutely. Now she catch that, man. That last one really hit. I feel you, buddy. And he said, "Okay, back into badass territory." Oh yeah, you haven't heard that one, Now she I don't think. We haven't seen it this week, and now we started playing it last Saturday. I wrote it last Saturday, and it's definitely, that song is I outdid myself on that one. I think I outdid myself on that. Thank you, Val. Evan says, "Which is why I think your skills above average. You have a great comprehensive knowledge of grammar." Thank you, buddy. I got lucky. My mother was an English major, graduated in a Bachelor of Science in English, was an English teacher. So she taught me well, and I inherited those traits as well. My father was excellent in math. I inherited 0 traits from that. I got all the English knowledge from my mother, and it's helped me. Now she kept feeling. He said that was intense. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that there. Or I said, "I've yet to meet an awesome musician that does not excel in multiple skills." It's true, man. A lot of people are good at, a lot of musicians should be good at math. I'm terrible at math. Even when I was in junior high school, my counselor told me, he's like, "How do you expect to play music when you're so bad at math?" I was like, "What's math got to do with it?" I mean, it has a lot to do with it, honestly, counting and rhythm and stuff. But I found a way to get around that, I guess. Always made me laugh. But I do a lot of stuff. I'm very good at troubleshooting electronics, figuring out electronics. You hand me a piece of equipment, I can have it figured out in minutes. Juji, she wanted to try out a software program. She said she's having trouble. I haven't used it. I have a old version of it, but this is a brand new version of this software. I downloaded it, and within 10 minutes, I had it all mostly figured out. And I could help her with that, and that's what I love to do. I love helping people, and I have, when it comes to software and electronics and troubleshooting stuff, that's my second big thing I'm good at. Music and guitar is one thing, and then understanding electronics and softwares and things like that, and computers and PCs. That's where I get it. Now, I think we did invent music before spoken language, typing out loud. True that. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that, buddy. Donald James said he was at Lester's earlier. Somebody on YouTube started questioning his skill. I was flabbergasted. He read the comment and pretty much said, "F you." And yeah, Lester is unbelievable, man. I mean, he can do anything. There's nothing Lester can't play. And if he doesn't know it, he can look at the sheet music and have it figured out in no time at all, man. So yeah, that's just a hater, most likely. Must a hater. And they're out there, you know this, Donald. The haters are out there always, man. It sucks. And it's interesting, I don't know why people have to be jealous. I mean, if you didn't work hard enough, Lester worked hard. Lester worked harder than most. That's why Lester's so good. He works hard. I worked hard when I was young. I worked hard now. That's why I do what I do. And people don't understand that, and people are jealous of that or whatever, envious of that. You can't be. You have to work just as hard, if not harder. And I feel it, man. I feel it. World's gone mad, man, for sure. Thank you, Nashi Cat. Evan said, "Rick, you're wearing your green shorts. How's the Australians going? 2 in a row." I don't. Yeah, possibly. No, the our Oscar, the Australian driver Oscar Piastri did not win the last race. There was no racing this weekend. There'll be a race next weekend, but we'll see. But now these are for Mercedes. These are actually, if you can see it, if you can see, I got these are Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team shorts. I didn't want to wear Ferrari today. I want to wear these ones. Stully says, my sister, 7 years older, was a waitress and never paid for an arcade gamer. And that's what's up, man. You couldn't beat that. Nashi Kid says, yeah, I missed a lot of new songs. Maybe, yeah, a couple for sure. Evan. Evan said I before E, except after Z. Yeah, you could do that. Nashi Kid said, I know amazing technical metal drummers who somehow suck at math. Yeah, could you believe it? You don't need it. You don't. It could help you. Yeah, math could help you as a musician, but you don't need it. Val said he's horrible at math as well. Yeah, dude, I think the final straw when I was in school was like I got like mega D's in algebra, and I was like copying off this kid in front of me. I'd copy off his answers all the time, and they just was like, man, algebra ain't for you, buddy. And I was like, yeah, I know. And they just put me in like normal math, like consumer math was one. It was like it's just easy math stuff. And I got A's in that. You know, plus, minus, subtract, multiply, all that stuff, divide. That's easy stuff for me, man. It's all that X times the quantity, you know, X2 or whatever. It's like, what? Donald James, he was talking about Stardust there, okay. Lisa says, smash the thumbs up, show some love. Absolutely, absolutely. Anti says, sing what's math got to do it? What's math got to do with that? Who needs some math when you can copy off your friend up front? Wow. There you go. I love that song, man. Lisa's pushing it. She said, come on, guys, subscribe to Stardust. We'll get her there. Evan said, I love science at the most of school. Science was good. Science was fun. I enjoyed science. I thought it was interesting for sure. Stardust says, English and art were her best, and that's true. Stardust guy is great at English, and she is fantastic at graphic design and art and stuff. She knows her stuff. It's funny because I'll look, you know, I know my music, right? And she's maybe not, you know, she loves her music, but she doesn't, you know the ins and outs and theory of it. I do. She doesn't. But when it comes to art or, you know, stuff, she'll look at something and go, it don't look right. And she can adjust it and this and that. And I'll be like, what? Looks fine to me. She's like, that's why your eye is not, you're not for art. I'm like, oh, man. Donald said he's failing special ed math. He's serious. Dang. I feel that, dude. I was close to it, man. It was basically like consumer math. Like if Jimmy had $100 and spent 75 and then gave 5 to his friend, how much did he have left? Stuff like that. And like how to write checks and how to do bank balances and stuff. It was the lowest form of math possible. And there's a bunch of people I knew in it too. I mean, we all sucked. Josiah Barron, what's up, buddy? He says, awesome, Jackson guitar. Thank you, my friend. This was a beautiful one, yeah. My favorite, this one here. I just need to make it through tomorrow, and I'll go 7 weeks on these strings. 7 weeks on these strings. Amazing. Nashi Kid says, only singing on stream when. Here you go. Val says, it's been proven that a lot of young minds aren't wired for math. It's true. It's true. See, Jake says, you hear that, Stardust? Voice of an angel. Mark says, Brody starts in 30 minutes. Yes, sir. We know. We should be closely done right as Brody starts. And then we are going to I'm going to send everyone over there. It's up to you if you want to continue forth. Donald J says, the Stardust does decorating. Yeah, she's the decorator too. I mean, before I met Stardust, my apartment was completely white. There was no pictures on the wall. There was nothing. Now there's like tons of pictures and trinkets and all kinds of stuff everywhere. So they say it's hard to know the line between science and total BS. That's true. That's true. Evan said, my son got his Bunsen burner license a month ago. Oh, yeah, the Bunsen burners? You know that's right. Nashiket says math is taught horribly in his opinion. Makes everyone hate it. Yeah, for sure. I've seen how Japanese people actually learn math. It's kind of interesting. I can't explain it because I just watched it. I was like, what? That's wild. How? Stelly says, scientists are arrogant, ignorant, and have 2 PhD siblings, 4 engineers each. Southwest says, Kayla Kent streaming tonight too. Oh, dang, man. I don't subscribe to her. I've seen her videos, though. She's an amazing player. But yeah, I only can send to people I subscribe to. And Brody's it for this for tonight. Also, Guitar Guy ATX is on tonight as well, I believe. If you like the blues. All right, let's get this acoustic cooking, man. Got about 30 minutos. 30 minutos. All right, let's turn that off. Let's do the old switcheroo here. My favorite part. All right. This chord, I wish this chord was longer. We'll set that down. All right. Acoustic jams. I'll play that new song, man. This new song gonna go wild, I think, with this acoustic. Okie dokie. Make sure we're ready for this one here. Let's see. Donald James says Kayla's man. She is, man. I think she might be Dimebag Darrell's illegitimate daughter, perhaps. I don't know, or something. I've never seen no one that could play Dimebag Darrell stuff the way she actually does. It's pretty amazing. I like it, but I don't subscribe. I see her on my timeline enough that I not need to subscribe. Chris Liggett, there you go, brother. Anti says, according to here a dude spattered on your wall named Art. Art the Clown? Yeah, for sure. Now she can't knows. Evan says 6 chickens equals 1 pig is my mind. There you go. Marky says, Stardust, how old are you? Rule number 1 for a woman, Mark, never ask their age. Never ask their age. Number 1 for me, don't ask my age either. You could Google it. So they say he'd have A in business calculus before he got the rush and sneaked down the front row. Bombed the final, still got 88%. Was worth it. There you go, dude. Evan says center page poster, remember getting excited about those, right? Val says Susie Kiss, for me, such a killer. Was that like Susie and the Banshees? I remember Susie and the Banshees. Don't remember her hair though. Sully said he failed algebra from high school from laziness. I feel that. Jake says that piece on the nylon made me think of my favorite alcoholic beverage. Speaking of which, I gotta go get some. There you go, brother. All right, let's see. All right, we'll make sure Jake's back. I gotta click so many stupid buttons to play this guitar anymore. I don't know why. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Hopefully Jake got his drink, because yeah, this one's probably gonna go wild. I'm gonna try it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn this microphone off, and then I'll turn it back on after the song. All right, check it out. It's hard to play on that. A little harder to play that on acoustic like that. You have to think a little differently to play that one, interestingly enough. But it kind of came out nice. I think it came out really nice. I appreciate you listening to it again with that, for sure. And I forgot to turn this guitar off. Yep. All right. I don't know why it's getting the voice, the microphone's cutting through. Weirdness. Anyway, a lot of comments throughout that time. Let me get back to that. Let's see. Jake said, "Holy Jesus, that's a beautiful guitar. Every time I see it, I want one." Man, they got a bunch of them on Reverb, dude. Like a ton of these. I don't know why. I mean, yeah. But then again, you know, I always go back to the Guitar Center thing they did. They say every 10 guitars get sold, 9 of those people that bought them just quit playing. So they probably sell them on Reverb. Man, they're up there, but yeah, they're pricey, man. Like, you know, $1,600, man. But they sound amazing. They sound amazing. Thank you, Lisa. Anti's got links to my Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all that stuff, man. If you're in that type of donating mood, that's awesome. If not, no worries. You being here is always the number one thing. Appreciate you. No problem, Mark. Thank you, Nasha Kep. Rhonda Baker, how you doing tonight, Rhonda? Good to see you out there. Evan said my heart rate dropped. There you go, buddy. That one will slow it down for sure. I want to slow it down for sure. All right, Mark's back just like that. Dudley says that new. That's the new original I wrote today. Yeah, and I played it on electric, and then we just tried it on acoustic this time. It's a little different vibe for sure. Nasha Kid said it's something else. Just amazing. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. Mark had to hit the boys' room. No worries, buddy. Thank you, Val. Appreciate that, my friend. So they said first track for the unshredded album. Brian, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Nasha Kid, I'm not crying. You're crying. I know, buddy. I know. Hi, Rhonda. How you tonight? No, I don't know. It's hard enough to sell an album as it is, so I'll probably just start doing singles, but we're trying to raise the funds for all that. Stuff ain't cheap, man. Stuff ain't cheap, and I ain't doing no computer, album or something like that a lot of people do. I'm not doing that. I'm going to a studio, and that costs money. So yeah, we gotta raise them funds, man. It's not been a good month on YouTube, man, apparently. So we gotta keep working. Keep working. It's been a good month for subscribers, but yeah, other than that, not so much. Not so much. Prepper says, "Sorry I'm late, man. The parole hearing didn't go well for Uncle Leo today, and I had to hawk off his old gold watch and his dog Spot to pay the lawyer." Oh man, dude. Check it out, Jake Koenig, member for 17 months. I've had memberships for 17 months. God, where's the time going, man? What was 17 months ago? That was like a year and 5 months. Wow. Yeah, I know, right, Donald? That's goated for sure, man. Jake is the greatest of all time right now. We have to make, I think we go as high as 24. We have like a badge. You get a badge at 24 maybe? I can't remember. Well, Jake, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. And I'm always here if you need me, man. You know how to get me. For sure. All right, what else we gonna do, man? We gotta make time for a couple more. Oh yeah, how about this one here? We played this earlier in the week. I played the electric version. We'll play the acoustic version tonight. All right, let's kick it into a little victory. Gotta have some of that. All right, let's turn on this up. I'm stupid. Turn on the guitar, turn off the mic, and let's go. That's a cool one there. That's a cool one there. I appreciate you listening to that one. That's a very nice. That was victory right there. Victory. Oh, let's see. What else can we do? One more quick one. One more. We got one more after that. We can probably sneak in here, and then we should be good. Got a lot of songs. My song list is out of control anymore. How's this one go? Man, I can't remember. You know, I know what we do. We'll play this other one. I like this other one, honestly. Get bitter. All right, turn that off. Hit those comments. So we'll do one more after this, and then we're gonna head off to see Brody. And then, yeah, we'll get another one kicking here real quick. We'll get one more song for y'all tonight. Let's see. Is my mic on? Mic's on. Okay. Ticked off Patriot. Thank you so much, brother. I do appreciate that. Prepper says 17 months in the dog years, like 33. Jake's really cooking it in if that's the case. Stelly says, sign t-shirt. I would sign a t-shirt for Jake any day of the week, man. Val said, I heard the Woody Woodpecker theme in that warm-up. Where's that one go? Something like that. So you talk about that sign speeder bikini. There you go. Jake said there's a 24-month badge. Maybe Stardust can whip a 36-month badge. It might have to. We might have to, bro. You might be the one. There's only one. That's awesome, though, man. Stardust said, I'll whip up plenty more shit. Stardust got the technology. Nashikid, thank you, buddy. Nashikid, easily worth it. Thank you. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Kyle Bill says, oh my, respect the acoustic. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a beautiful one here. I do love this guitar. I'm so glad I have it now. Rhonda says, very nice. Thank you, Rhonda. Nashikid says, so clean even on the acoustic. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. I've been getting it tighter and tighter. I have learned you got to press actually a lot harder to get the notes to come through. It's still very easy to play. This is a very playable guitar, but you have to really dig in sometimes. I've been learning that to dig in even further. Monty Stevenson, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Val says, Rickness is a master Jedi of guitar. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Rhonda. You're quite welcome. Lisa, thank you. Southwest is feeling that acoustic shred. Absolutely, bud. Juji, thank you so much. Nashiket, Donald James, thank you both. Anti says, permanently banned from membership by Rick Renstrom for saying the Chipmunks lead guitarist is better than him. It's true, though. It's true, though. Man. Who was the guitar player of the Chipmunks? It wasn't Alvin. Theodore, perhaps? There you go, Val. Yeah, Val said, I love Woody Woodpecker. Yeah, Woody Woodpecker is great, man. We used to watch all the time, man, back in, it was like in syndication or cartoons. It was like the afternoon, or I think it was morning cartoons. I can't remember, but man, it was, that was fun to watch. Woody Woodpecker, Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, yeah, that's the stuff, man. Estelle said, have you ever seen those Fender Hybrid Acoustic? I remember back in the day, yeah. Long time ago, I do recall Fender making acoustic guitars. They look pretty nice. I don't know. The next one I'm going to get, my friend said he got a Taylor or a Martin. I can't remember. He said something. He's like, bro, I got this Martin or Taylor, whatever it is. He said it plays like butter. I'm like, it's a steel string. I'm like, really? What? I can't remember what it is. I'll have to ask him again. But that'd probably be my next guitar, like a complete steel string acoustic would be the next one I get. Whenever that happens. Mark's back. Evan knows Speedy Gonzalez. Jake said, Rick, you can do tiers for your membership. I don't know if it make a difference. I could barely sell a regular membership, Jake, sometimes. So I just keep it static, man. And not that I'm super actively posting stuff. I kick myself every day to post more stuff on the membership channel. I need to. So forgive me if you're a member and I haven't posted on there. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find more stuff to post. Maybe give me some. I mean, I know some. There are some ideas like, hey, let's see the tour of the studio, which is about this. The area in front of me is the studio. There's not much there to see. I know the guitar players like stuff. So I always got to think of like stuff for guitar players and stuff for non-guitar players. So it's always always difficult, and I just forget about it because I'm so busy sometimes. But I got to think of something. Okay, Donald James says Theodore was the metalhead. Okay, I was right. Val says you can hear more than you see them. I got this one at 5 in the morning. There you go, buddy. Now she catch that Rick with a steel string acoustic would be awesome. I know. I had one. I used to have this Ovation. I don't even know what it was. It was Ovation. I don't know if it wasn't a Celebrity. It was like the one above Celebrity, like an Elite something, man. And I was a broke musician, and luckily the person I was dating at the time, she bought me this acoustic because I was like, I want to get an acoustic. I want to get an acoustic. And I kept bugging, kept talking about it. She's like, I'll buy you the damn acoustic. I was like, oh, thank you. And it was like an Ovation Elite something. It was like it was black, and it had like this little leafy pattern up here. It cost a few bucks, man. That's for sure. But I felt like Al Di Meola playing that thing, man. I was like, man, I gotta get. But times were tough for old Rick. Like I told you, I've been there. Wherever you've been, I've been there too. Times were real tough. I had to get rid of the old Ovation, sadly, and probably didn't get nothing for it from the pawn shop, and lost it, of course. So he says, try electric strings on an acoustic steel. Electric strings on acoustic. You could try it, yeah, probably. Evan says, my Martin is very, very clean, but the totally opposite to a warm, which I prefer. Okay, there you go. Nashika, I'm hoping the channel gets pushed more with the membership subs. Like, that'd be nice, Nashika. But we work hard. We just keep working. Well, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't, man. It's all good. The people that have supported me thus far has been amazing, man. If it all stopped right now, I would be totally grateful, 100%, man. But we're going to keep working. Donald James says, but SpongeBob was the real metalhead. SpongeBob plays slam metal. Like I said, I'm too old for SpongeBob. I don't know anything about SpongeBob other than he's a sponge that lives in the ocean or whatever. I don't know nothing about it. That and the Power Rangers. He's like, play the Power Rangers teams. I don't know this stuff. I was too old for that stuff. But that's funny though. What is there something like the Goofy Goober song or something? I don't know. That's some SpongeBob thing people talk about in the chat sometimes, like Goofy Goober. I don't even know. You have to post some of that metal SpongeBob on the Discord. I'll see it. I'll look at it there. All right, let's see. One more tune. It's 11 o'clock on the dot. We'll get one more because I'm getting hungry. Let me just make sure I know the key of this real quick. Okay. Surprisingly, there's no 4 count in front of this, so that sucks. All right, well, let's kick it into overdrive here. Let me turn on the guitar. Guitar on, microphone off, and let's go. All right, there you have it. That's a beauty right there. That's a real nice song. That's my homage to Eric Clapton right there. If I had to say something to it, but there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one there. Val said Junior Brown played the SpongeBob. Like Junior Brown, who that? That's funny. Val said, okay, yeah, I like to see it. I don't know nothing of that stuff, but I definitely look at it. Val talking about Hot Rod Lincoln. I sound like the kid from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Val Kimmer, thank you, buddy. Judy said there's a guy on YouTube that goes around singing and playing his acoustic to the animals in the zoo. Nice. Interesting. Val said he's a fan of animals. That's true. Rhonda says, man, that is a pretty song. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Rhonda. Thank you for being here. Dal James was swaying on that one. Ever said a duet with himself. Nice. There you go. Thank you, Nashi Cap. Nashi Cap says, check out for Jazz Cow. Check out Jazz for Cows. Oh, man. Val said a lot of dairy farmers play music for cows because they produce more milk. Interesting. Anti's got the information. One last night, final night of the week. Tomorrow night, Sunday, at 9 p.m. Eastern. Vertical stream. One last shred of the week, and then I'm off for a whole week. I can't stream for a week, but I will be playing Borderlands 4. So please know I will have something to do. But yeah, I'm gonna miss streaming for a week. It's been a rough month thus far, but losing a whole week's gonna make it even rougher. But we'll see what happens when we get back. Probably have a good week to push it. So we'll probably, when I come back after next week, I'll probably do every single day just to claw everything back. But we'll be there. No, Shaquette, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Val. Donald J says everybody liked that one. There you go. Mark says nylon strings indeed, brother. Oh, 100% nylons. I love the nylons. I mean, I studied classical, so I'm used to the nylon strings for sure. But we were talking earlier. I'd love to get a steel string one. Just have a steel string acoustic too, because there's a couple songs I could probably do something. It'd be wild. It'd be fun. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that, bro. Val says, I'll send you a link to Junior Brown. You'll like yourself. I'll check it out, man. Juji got the link to playing acoustic and singing to animals. There you go. Plumes music. Mark said, dairy farmers say it's utterly good. I would hope so. All right. Donald James said, ever thought about game streaming, Rick? Or starting? I've thought about it, and the only game I'm good at really is, because I have an inconsistent schedule or whatever, would be Call of Duty. And I would probably get canceled if people heard me play Call of Duty. I'd have to really buckle down playing Call of Duty. That'd be hard. She knows. She said, I've actually did Call of Duty, but I don't know if he'd do it. I would do it. I mean, I'd have to figure it out because I'm literally sitting on my couch. I'm not hunched over my keyboard or nothing like that. So I'd have to figure out a way to get the camera right. And of course, Stardust doesn't want to be part of that. And then, of course, my mouth would be another problem. So I thought about it, man. But yeah, it's tough. It's hard enough to just do guitar streaming, honestly. And when I just play my games, I just want to chill on the couch. And we play such a wide variety of stuff. People would probably be like, I'd probably lose a lot of people because I just play all kinds. I play hardcore, crazy games like Call of Duty all the way down to like some cozy animal shelter game or something, So it's always too widespread, probably. Now she gets me. I gotta watch it, and I'm good at Call of Duty. I probably get a lot of people because people be like, dang, this dude's good. And I do the camo grind, so. Yeah. Star says she couldn't do it because she screams and curses too much. Yes. Yep. I did a lot of screaming. I do a lot of kicking. I kick the air when things don't go my way. So yeah. That'd be funny. Metal Mark says, Rick, is that the only acoustic? Is that your only acoustic? No, I have one more. It's a Chet Atkins Epiphone. It's very similar to this, but I don't know what happened to it. It just plays terribly. It plays terribly. So I don't know. I have to take it to like a guitar luthier guy or technician to see what's up. Maybe I strung it wrong. I'm not the greatest at stringing classical guitars. Used to always have someone do it for me. So I might have put the strings on terribly. I'm not sure. So it says do it for members only. Well, I'd have a zero. I start at zero. I'm not gonna mix video gaming and a music channel. So I have to start at zero so there'd be no members. Val says Stardust. Do you remember the? Oh yeah. Sorry, if I ever put a filter on, you'd be the first to know. True. Yeah. We'll figure out something for Stardust. I mean, she's got an open channel. She could probably post this stuff, you know. It doesn't have to show her face or hear her voice. There's ways to do it. I gotta think about it. Well, anyway. Well, that's enough for me. It's at 12 after. I'm really hungry. And I'm ready to go play Borderlands for the rest of the night, most likely. Or we have something else we're doing too, so we'll see. But I want to thank each and everyone for hanging out with us tonight. I truly do. Mark, I don't know it, man. I've heard it, but I never try to learn it. No, I never try to learn it. I probably could learn it. It's like or whatever, but I don't know. But that's enough for me. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I really do. I'll be back tomorrow night, that's Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern on the vertical stream. We'll get one last push before my week off. So yeah, but I'll thank you so much, everyone, for hanging with us tonight. Donald knows later Raiders. Yes, I'll be wearing the Raiders shirt, the new Raiders shirt tomorrow, Donald. So stay tuned for that. It's not black as I like. It's like a charcoal color. Kind of mad, kind of not mad. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. But anyway, that's enough for me, y'all. Thanks again, everybody. I want you to stay safe out there. I want you to be good to each other. I want you to take care of each other. Because that's all we got right there. But we'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for a Sunday night Shred Fest, all right? So y'all take care. Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you're at. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good